Hey everybody, today we're going to go ahead and get ready for cozy season and also show off some of our outfits. So with all these costumes, I used a few basic patterns, but of course, as you've seen in my other previous videos, I like to experiment and also do a few modifications. And one of those ideas was to make one of my favorite characters, which is Elliot from Stardew Valley. And that costume actually inspired me to make my most favorite character, which is Sebastian. And I just modified a cute little raincoat pattern. I just made up a pattern for his scarf. And in the background, you've probably noticed Mayor Lewis's shorts, which is actually a yarn bag that I freehanded. And it actually has pant legs, but I'm going to go ahead and pull out some costumes or cosplays from this bag, and I want you to go ahead and type your guesses in the comments of which characters I've decided to dress for this holiday and cozy season. I'm pretty sure you'll recognize a few of them. First up, he really likes pizza and he enjoys dangerous sports like skateboarding. And I think it's actually funny because I actually made this little guy use a skateboard before in some of my videos, so it was fitting for him to represent this character. So again, I use basic patterns that I modify. A lot of them are only like $4. You just kind of have to use your imagination. I tried my best to match the color palettes for each character's outfit. You may notice slight differences because I told myself I wasn't going to buy new yarn. Of course, this is Sam, and I love how cute his little sweater cap turned out. Very adorable. Let's dress this little lady. You notice how complex her outfit was for Halloween, but this outfit was actually a little bit more complex, so I did use one or two patterns. I had to modify the sweatshirt because it needed a turtleneck, and I had to modify the skirt because it needed to be tight around her little waist. And I did have to make some earmuffs from scratch, so I didn't have a pattern for that. Unfortunately, I also usually don't write my freehand work down. I'll try to be better about that, so in case somebody else wants one. But this, of course, is the lovely lady Haley, and she wants to know if your shoes are made out of plastic. Next, we actually have my blue Labubu, and I already named her Abigail because it reminded me of that character because she's blue. And I just went ahead and made a quick little coat like Abigail has in the game for winter. And this little guy, I had to dress him as the cutest character possible. And obviously the cutest, sweetest character in the game is actually Gus. I say Sebastian's my favorite, but if Gus was an option, I would always pick Gus because Gus is just such a beautiful human being. I mean, he's amazing. And I actually had to use my little freckle technique to make his little sweatshirt resemble the game sprite. He was a Coca-Cola Labubu. I kind of took off his accessories and I thought he'd look really good in red. And of course, it also looks like he'd be pretty good at working out in sports ball. This little guy is actually chosen to be Alex. And I actually like Alex. I think he's really funny, like just hilarious. Let's make Gretchen one of my favorite characters. So we're putting on some gray little slacks. And then every hardworking lady needs a nice flannel shirt. And actually, I never tried to do flannel before or any kind of pattern like that. So it was kind of interesting trying to fit the pattern while using another pattern while making it tiny. But I did do it. So this is Robin, and she's going to go ahead and build your new shed. And then we have Mabel here, but just because her name is Mabel, it reminded me kind of like a cow. And of course, the natural farm raisin lady is Marnie. I know the colors are a little bit off, but I love that I was able to make a collared dress that looked just like her dress. Finally, we're gonna dress up Haley's sister. I was a little bit nervous because the blue wasn't quite the same shade as the Sprite, but it had sparkles, and I was like, this is just like it. So I went ahead and freehanded a scarf for her, and I used a similar pattern for the hat. And of course, I'm going to link all those patterns. This is Emily, and it came out looking so much like her. And it's so funny because her expression looks just like Emily's expression. She's kind of out there. Hope you enjoyed looking at me get these ready for cozy season. Now, as a final bonus, I'm going to show you some of the work that my husband did. So I actually had him make some keychains with my favorite characters. So here's Krobus. Here's Sebastian. And here's Elliot. I'm going to have to give him to make a Gus one. All right, and then I just put a little clip I got onto my little yarn bag, so now I can look at my favorite characters when I carry around my yarn. Anyways, thanks for watching. Look forward to talking to you and seeing you soon when we make our little Stardew Valley feast. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.